Hello and welcome back to some more Genshin Impact. So it has been a little bit since I last recorded, and in that time, they have added two new timed events. One of them is Stellar Reunion here, and the other one is Duel, the Summoner's Summit. Now, I'm not going to be doing Stellar Reunion on camera, and the reason why is I've actually already done quite a bit of it off camera, as you can see here. And it's largely just doing things like completing commissions, defeating enemies, spending the original resin, that kind of stuff. It's nothing really all that interesting. This right here is just where once a day you can claim a new prize or whatever. Like tomorrow I'll be able to claim the Hero's Wit there, and the day after that I'll be able to claim the 100 Prima Gems and that. But and then this right here is just telling me that there's a daily double drop thing that I can do. And this right here, I'm not entirely sure what all this is about. I think it's just telling me all the different things that I can still do in the game. But anyways, I will be doing the Dual Summoners Summit on camera. But before that, I want to focus on this quest right here, Awakening's Real Sound. Go to the giant tree to search for Rashnu. You need to help the Pari Mahir and Rashnu to obtain the chaplet. Rashnu seems to be around the giant tree at the hills of Barsum. So it's right up here. Huh, it's you, Nasejuna. What are you doing here? Ah, honored envoy of Kavarena, and you two. Ah, our Yasnapati and his companion, I suppose. Blah. Yeah, just call us Aether and Paimon. Since I have been given such permission, then allow me to call you by those names. Do you two remember what I mentioned earlier about how we skeptics have always been searching for the Kori drums? It was about them being important items for some ritual or something, yeah? Well, while I can see that the proper terms were not remembered, that is the essence of the matter, yes. The two of you have been acknowledged by Kavarena's envoy, and yet you know little of our glorious history. I fear that you may be led astray by heresies and heterodoxies from the forest. Allow me then to explain the true history of Barsum and the Kori drums. I'll be honest, I'm not so concerned with this, or story time, is it? Joy. This is no idle yarn to be told after tea. It is the tale of our meeting with the Pari, the scions of this divine bird, and the long years of war we have endured here in this land thereafter. Paimon would prefer idle yarns in that case? Long ago, our predecessors worked to quell the disaster that occurred in this land and formed a profound relationship with the Pari, or friendship rather. Barsum's familiar had a preference for music, so we crafted Kori drums for her. During the ceremony, where our bonds with the Pari were made official, 5 drums had to be gathered and played according to the scores. Though the Kori drums are long lost, the drum scores have withstood the corrosion of the sandstorms. As you can see, they have been almost perfectly preserved. Words shall nary describe the true magnificence of that occasion. When the Kori drums sounded, all things reverberated in unison. It felt as if their sound could freely traverse space and time. Those who witnessed it were all shaken to the core. Even the elements themselves were stirred. Sounds like a very lively time. It's a shame that we skeptics failed to pass on our legacy, resulting in the loss of all the Kori drums. And however loudly we cried out, Barsum's familiar would never again utter a word in response. Barsum's familiar. Is this the Rashnu Sarush mentioned before? Is that who you're talking about? But why wouldn't she respond to the skeptic's call? The Pari and the Order of Skeptics both value tradition and ceremony, so there's routine to our actions. They talk about tradition, but then they lost their drums. This is hardly a peaceful land. That such things would happen is little surprise, rather. Okay. Seems like getting Rashnu back to the Vorukasha Oasis with us won't be easy. That is so. We will need to collect all the Kori drums and play them according to the score. Thankfully, I have never once given up searching for the lost drums. I have been gathering the relevant clues even before your arrival. As one might have expected of you, Lord Nasaraya. There's no need to flatter me. After all, if Arya Deva had not... Oh my goodness, these names. My apologies, rather. I refer to an elder amongst the Order of Skeptics who left for Samara City to work on his light novels, The Dreaded Things. Oh, that's silly. This heavy responsibility would not have fallen to me otherwise. He became a light novelist? He rambled on and on about how warring against the publishing house editor and opponents in Genius Invocation TCG should still be considered war. But if you ask me, he's just turning into a ridiculous old geezer. But he's still an elder who knows more about our heritage than I do. So I have to ask him for information regardless of any disagreements we might have. He's reluctant to answer any questions that don't have to do with light novels and card games, though. It took me 3 whole questions to receive a single reply. Anyway, it took me a great deal of effort just to gather clues about the Kori drums. Yay, new clues! But, Nasejina, if you had the clues all along, why didn't you go look for the lost Kori drums yourself? Very good question, Paimon. That's an easy one to answer. Aether, it seems like you're not in possession of a vision. That's right, I'm not. And yet you're capable of bending the elements to your will. What an enviable gift. Unfortunately, I wasn't blessed with such a gift. So it is good that you are here. I mean, we could save quite a lot of trouble for Lady Surish with your help. Otherwise, I would have to make other arrangements. Ha ha ha, but just as I said before, it seems that even fate is on my side. Lady Surish, and you two, please come with me. Hidden treasures may be found closer by than we think. Okay, it's in this direction, and there's also a Dendroculus up in the tree there. I wonder if I can get that very fast. Can you collect this, Surish? No? Darn it, that would have been so cool. Oh well. There we go. Now I can go over to that location there. That's strange. There's no path here at all. Seems like you're not all that good a guide, Nasejina. There are signs of rockfall. You are observant indeed, honored envoy. I am inclined to think that monster activity caused the rocks to collapse and thus block this. Well, let's call it a path. But you may leave this to me, everyone. This problem only requires a little spark to solve. Ah, yes. For safety concerns, please stand back a bit. Why is he going to blow it up? Nasejina cleans the stone crevice before putting a small package inside. He fills the gap back up, retreats to a safe distance, and lights the fuse. The large rock blowing the way splinters into smaller pieces, and when the dust finally clears, a gray gate appears in its wake. Well, that's it for those stones blocking the way. Wait, why is there still a gate in the way? There's always another gate to go through, huh? We used to be able to pass through. As for breaking the seal on this great gate, we will need your help, you two. Of course you will. Well, guess that falls to us, huh? Of course it does, Paimon. Now there's a, oh. Yeah, why are there rift towns here? Be careful, Aether. These are echoes left from the battle fought so many years ago. I think that's what it said. Anyways, I wanted to say there is a domain nearby that I want to activate just so I can teleport to it later. Obviously, after this fight, whatever cutscenes may occur after the fight. Is that all? Really? Anyways, the domain was like right over here. Yeah, right up here. I'll activate this and go back over there to solve the puzzle. I'll come back to you later. So, I have a feeling that I need to interact with that little guy right there, that green floating fairy. It kind of looks like the fairy from, the fairies, rather, from Legend of Zelda series. I wonder if that was the intent when they designed him. Anyways, it's going to open up the path for me. Here we go. And now, I'm in. Seems like there's something buried beneath the sand pile here. How about we take a closer look? Okay, sure. Easy enough. Really?
Solidify!
Let's play!
Oh, there's more than one sand pile.
Time for
I thought it was the only one.
My apologies.
Wow, this one's a little bit more resilient, isn't it? Anyways.
Here we go.
Again? Okay, there's one more sand pile back there. At least that I can see. Anything else in this area before I go back there? No? Okay. There we go, a quarry drum. And it's got the dendro icon on it, I think. The other one was cryo. This place is full of great crystals. I say Jenna looks around a bit before collecting some scattered records and browsing through them. I think that's what it said. It is not too far from what I expected. The mechanism that sealed the dendro drum was once here, but it has been destroyed. There are even some notes here that show where the other quarry drums might be found. Oh, really? After scouring the land for days, I have finally found the quarry bantes. Alas, I lack the strength to retrieve them. As such, I will record their locations here. There is no detailed information on the key contents of the ritual. I have drawn the following inferences from a comprehensive review of the first body of from a comprehensive review of the current body of research. Firstly, the element of the Corybantes matches the element recorded on the drum score. This is obvious and requires only a rudimentary understanding. Anemo and geodrums do not exist. Okay, that's nice to know. The reason for this merits further investigation. Secondly, the meaning behind the notation. Notation may be divided into three categories. Empty, half full, full. Okay, the hypothesis that the musical notes refer to three types of rhythms, namely pause, light, and heavy. Thirdly, the order of reading. Unable to be determined if a lost quarry drum is found, one can try to read it in the usual order, which is from left to right and top to bottom. As the elders put it, when the quarry drums were lost in a single night, the Order of Skeptics was overcome with great grief. Losing the drums meant the bridge that connected them to Barsoom's familiar, and from then on, the young were never again able to listen to her teachings. This was a grave incident indeed. Great efforts were made by all to search for the drums thereafter, but few gains were made due to the obstruction posed by the defiled energies. According to the elders, this is one of those old locations. But as you have seen, those without power to combat the brute might of the defilement, those who cannot wield the elements, and those who have not obtained the trust of Kavarana's envoy, are unable to reach this place. Arya Deva also attempted to retrieve the dendro drum here in his youth, but he did not succeed and has been silent about the matter ever since. A sense of responsibility, perhaps, or was it pride that closed his mouth? You know, when you said that the Order of Skeptics had a terrible relationship with the academia, Paimon thought that you'd all just stay here. Now that there's this big hole in the sky, never mind not coming back to help out. Don't you think it's kind of weird that he's just over in Samara City writing his novels and playing his cards? It is kind of weird. Perhaps he can achieve in fantasies what he could not in reality. You mean writing the story of his failures into a light novel but changing the ending? How's that supposed to solve real life problems? People need hope in their lives, even if it isn't real. Well, Paimon thinks that sticking together is our best chance of fixing the sky hole problem. It concerns Sarish too, after all. Hee, your concern, Paimon, is rather wasted on one destined for so grand a sacrifice as I. Or perhaps I should say that evaluating the choices of fate of others itself is an overly prideful act. Paimon Aether, help Paimon out here. We're here to complete a commission. We're to respect their wishes and wish them well. Commission, yeah. And shouldn't we be saying that we can't just let you be? Forgive my saying so, but such thoughts might be a bit unprofessional for adventurers and specialists. Regardless, now that we know where the Cory drums are specifically, we just need to retrieve them all. Although the trial here has been destroyed, that may not be the case in other places. Whether they are or not shall be little issue. Let us leave this task to my Yasnapati. This should be no issue to someone of his caliber, no? Blah. Of course, we're professionals, you know. In that case, you can find the other Cory drums so long as you follow these notes. I leave that to the two of you. Good luck. Right, Aether, remember to record the drum scores on the stone walls. We'll definitely need them at some point. Okay, let's check out this room again very fast. Can I interact with this? No. What is this thing? It doesn't matter. Anyways, let's go out here and find the scores. I think one of them is on top of this wall here, right? That's where it's telling me to go. I do remember seeing it on the wall when I was flying over here. And one of these, or two of these treasure hoarders here.
Brace yourself. Yahoo! Think you can get away? Hold the line.
Hoping that this will defeat him. It did. Good. Okay, now I just got to copy. Found the first one. That was easy. Paimon has it memorized already. Okay, good. Paimon. So let's find out where's the next closest. Right down there? That's my guess anyways. Wait a second. Let's go over there first because I think it might be easier to come back this way. You know, the way I'm coming from. There's a drum score here as well. Let's take some notes. Okay. There's those over there. I'm not going to worry about those over there, though. Just yet, anyways. Oh. They put those just far enough apart where you can't just keep zipping to them without, like, floating a little bit forward first. Kind of annoying, really. Why are so many treasure hoarders around these? Isn't that kind of weird?
Rebuild. My apologies.
I mean, maybe they suspect it's part of some treasure, which is kind of true. Copy. This should be the third one, right? Only 2 left. I think that's what she said. And this another one was right up here. No treasure hoarders this time. Wow. Come on, let me copy it. Oh no, Paimon's having a hard time remembering what was drawn on the previous things. It doesn't matter. I'm sure Aether has it memorized. I mean, I haven't been actually looking at them at all. Well, that's the last one recorded. Time to look for the other Cory drums, right? So now we've got to look for those. How far away are those? Okay, one's over there, one's over here, and one is all the way over there. So let's get this one first. Teleport here. And here we are. There is a Sealy nearby. Maybe I can get this too while I'm at it. Give me... How far does this go? Ooh. Opens up into a neat little area. Oh. Cool. Thank you very much, Sealy.
Certainly worth the extra mile.
Oh, I thought that... I didn't know this was water. Huh. Obviously, it can drain the water. Wait, can I zip to that? Okay, no, I can't. I thought that I could for just a second there because it was acting like it was gonna let me. This looks like it has something to do with the water. But that doesn't seem to... but going underwater to look for answers. Speaking of those devices that bring the water level up and down, where does the water level flow? I can't keep up with what Paimon's saying. I'm gonna just commence the trial here. What the? No. Why is it showing... Why is it showing that but not giving me, like, a clear path to it? If there's nothing to zip to. Hello? Look at that. That's not right. Oh. That might help. Maybe. Darn it, I wish you could, I wish that you could zip up to that while in the water. I think I'm starting to understand how this was intended to work, though. Let's see if I can use Venti
Brace yourself.
to get a little bit more height for this last one. There we go. Awesome. Now, is that going to bring the water level down? Yeah, it did. That was a weird one. They didn't make that particularly easy at all. So now... If I do this... and kinda take advantage of the zippy thing over there. It's just a lot of back and forward until it finally works out. There we go. And then this one should probably be the last one. Maybe it's not, but we'll find out in a bit, I suppose. Okay. So I have to collect 7 of them. And I have an idea of how I'm supposed to collect these 3. Just line it up like that. Okay. Go back up there like that. This one worked out a lot better. Feels like the others were poorly designed. I don't know. Challenge completed. Alright, the quarry drum should be nearby. Let Paimon see here. Is the quarry drum over there? Yeah, it looks like it's going to be. Let me just check this room out very fast, though. Obviously, I'm supposed to be able to get in here at some point, but I don't see any way to get in there, so I'm just going to continue. And there it is. It looks like it's in good shape still. Awesome. Oh. Well, I suppose I could fight those, or I could just leave. That's the next one all the way over there. I'm going to get one more of them, and then I'm going to go on to the timed event. How far down do I need to go? At least far enough down to fight this guy.
Stabilize. This is order.
Hopefully,
Allow me.
I can finish him off with her elemental burst.
Take flight.
Guess not. Got close though.
Certainly worth the extra mile.
Good. Now into another cave with a bunch of puzzles in it. I have a feeling that I may get zapped if I go too low, but we'll see. Maybe if I just get too close to this thing. There's the drum. Why is there a storm here? I don't know, Pilot. Do you grow afraid, pale floater? Craven, but do not fret. With me to shield you, simple thunder is nothing to be afraid of. Hey, Paimon's not afraid. Okay, so we've obviously got to commence this trial. And it just requires us to defeat enemies. Fairly simple.
My apologies.
If this is all, then it's really not that big of a deal.
Here we
There.
go. Brace yourself.
Gather
Think
them up
you can get
again.
away?
Gather. I
And
will
this
have
will
order.
finish off the last two. Oh wait, no it didn't. Oh,
Hold the line.
for some reason I thought that the slimes were the last ones. It makes sense that they would throw a big guy at me though.
My apologies.
Stabilize.
Yahoo!
You know what?
Time for takeoff.
Ah, no, I didn't mean to do that.
Order guide.
Oh well. It worked out.
Take flight.
Safe now, right? Let's go back and... I don't know what she said, but I imagine it was something to the effect of pick up the drum. Okay, and is that it? Nothing else? This is a pretty big area, isn't it? But I'll have to explore it later on. So now it is time to move on to the timed event. Duel the Summoner's Summit. With Genius Invocation TCG taking Tevat by storm, it is time for the King of Invocations Grand Prix to take the stage. As heated duels unfold at the table, a bizarre scoop is brewing under the table, waiting to be uncovered. Okay. And it's right here. It just says to go to Mondstadt. After returning to Mondstadt, you hear news of a Genius Invocation tournament. I have
Votes are
not
made
played...
for transfer.
I have not played Invocation TCG at all since, well, since the last time I actually filmed myself playing it.
What a disaster! I didn't even make it through the qualifiers. How'd you do?
I didn't do any better. I was beaten by that little Timmy kid. I've only ever seen him out there feeding pigeons. No clue how he got to be such a good card player.
The next round's starting soon, right? Let's head over and watch the matches. I'm curious to see who'll win the grand prize.
Did you hear that? A grand prize!
I heard it, Paimon.
Sounds like they were talking about a card competition. They must be talking about Genius Invocation TCG.
A Genius Invocation TCG tournament, huh? Do you think there'll be any tasty food at the venue?
Should be, but let's go ask Diona for details.
Commence a suspect Genesis. So where do they want me to go now? Is it the cat's tail? Probably. Oh, who's that? Looks like a new character.
What? Am I seeing double? Do you have two tails? Your eyes are working just fine. Yes, I have two tails. You want to pet them? Wow, does it hurt when your tail splits into two? Which one did you grow first? Oh, and what do you do when they start moving around while you're asleep? Oh, well, sorry if those were tricky questions. I've just never seen anyone with two tails before. Who's Diona chatting with? From her outfit, Paimon would guess she's probably from Inazuma.
Really? We've never seen her before, but okay.
Oh, don't worry, kid. I'm sure you'll be growing a couple of tails of your own in no time. Huh? You think I can grow two tails as well? Sure. You're a yokai too, right? Your yokai power must be really strong if you can already take on human form. I was just climbing a tree one day when another tail popped out, just like that. People started calling me, Nekomata, I think? Yokai? Nekomata? No. You got it all wrong. My ears and tail are part of my cat's line bloodline. Oh, so you're not a Mondstadt yokai? Mondstadt doesn't have anything like yokai. Is this your first time here? Yep. Fortunately for me, the company I work for has been expanding, so I'm now getting the opportunity to travel to cities all over Tevat. Oh, it's been such a pleasure chatting with you that I almost lost track of time. I'd better get going, or I'll be late for my next customer.
Huh.
Diona of the Quetzline clan, your pickup is complete. Thank you for choosing Komania Express.
I've never heard of Komania Express either.
Great. Feel free to come hang out anytime. Do only yokai have tails in Inazuma?
her feet are also paws.
Hey, Diona! Oh, Traveler and Paimon! Hey, what brings you back to Mondstadt? Well, we figured it's been a while since we visited the Cat's-tail, so we thought we'd come and say hi! Oh, and by the way, who was that just now?
Very good question.
Oh, she's a courier from Komania Express. They're an international delivery service operating out of Inazuma. Huh? Is the Cat's-tail doing international business now? No. A customer left some goods with us and arranged for Komania Express to pick them up. That's all. I didn't mind. You've been to Inazuma, right? Did you, see lots of yokai like her there?
We saw some with wings on their back and others with fox ears. I don't remember the ones with wings on their backs, but I do remember fox ears.
This is actually the first time we've ever seen one with two tails. Whoa! I'd love to go see for myself one day. Anyway, what were you two here for again? Did you need me for something? Oh, yeah! Paimon almost forgot. Do you know anything about a Genius Invocation TCG tournament? Apparently there's prizes and stuff. A tournament? Oh, you must mean the one being organized by the Adventurers Guild. It's a pretty big event. They even had posters imported from Inazuma. But I'm busy with things here, so I didn't sign up. I don't know all the details. Maybe try asking my boss. Got it. Well, with any luck, we'll win some more, and then we'll treat you to some yummy food. Huh. What do you mean, luck? I'm the one who taught you how to play, after all.
Thanks, Coach. We'll make you proud.
That's meow like it. Okay, you two should probably get going now. Head to the Fountain Plaza. My boss usually takes a walk around there at this time of day. All right, we'll go there right away. Hey, Margaret. We thought we might find you here.
Oh, if it isn't the Traveler and Paimon. It's been a while, hasn't it? Let me guess. Back to play some cards?
Apparently so.
It's not like we only ever come back to Mondstadt to play cards.
Oh, really? I just assumed you were here to take part in the King of Invocations Grand Prix.
King of Invocations Grand Prix? Oh, that must be the Adventurers Guild one that Diona mentioned.
That's the one. Genius Invocation TCG has been attracting more and more players lately. The Adventurers Guild arranged for venues in every city to hold a regional tournament for the King of Invocations Grand Prix. The rewards are quite substantial. Mondstadt is already at the final stage, so I'm afraid you might be a little too late to get that prize.
Really? Oh, darn! We already promised Diona we'd treat her to some food with the Moro we won.
It's all right. There's bound to be a next time. This card game came out of nowhere and has already taken the world by storm. Who knows where it'll go next? The game's creators must be ecstatic with all this success, don't you think? It's unbelievably popular.
Yeah, and it only gets more fun the more people there are to play it with.
I really want to play now. I want to win that tournament.
Well, you may have missed the boat on the official event, but there's also an unofficial tourney organized by some players. Would that interest you at all?
I guess.
Unofficial tourney?
That's right. With all the excitement surrounding the main tournament, players can hardly contain their enthusiasm. So they've set up an unofficial tourney aimed at a larger player base. You can sign up at any time and play however many matches you want. They even have pre-built decks for players to use. Oh, and the rewards are pretty generous too.
Ooh, Paimon likes the sound of this. Thanks for the info, Margaret. We'll go check it out.
You're welcome. There are plenty of booths at the venue offering food and other fun activities, so it's definitely worth a visit. Who knows? You might even bump into some old friends there. Right. If there's nothing else you needed, I'll be continuing my walk now.
Okay, see ya, Margaret. So, this is actually... Oh.
Paimon still thinks that with your abilities, winning the grand prize in the official tournament would have been as easy as pie.
I was about to say this is where I'm going to be stopping, but hey, look in the background there. Who's that person? I wonder who that is. It's a new character.
Just imagine it. Honorary Knight defeats foes and emerges as tournament champion. The headline practically writes itself.
Do my ears deceive me? Or do you two have some breaking news to share with me?
Apparently so.
Who are you? And why the heck are you eavesdropping on us?
You were practically shouting, Paimon. I think everybody could hear you.
Oh, sorry. Force of habit. I tend to keep my ears peeled at all times. Didn't even realize I was listening in. Let me introduce myself. I'm Charlotte, a reporter for the Steambird from Fontaine. I've been posted here to cover the King of Invocations Grand Prix.
Okay.
The Steambird?
Sounds familiar.
The Steambird is a major news outlet headquartered in Fontaine and widely acclaimed all over Teyvat. We even have regular columnists based right here in Mondstadt.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, okay. Paimon's name is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. What was that you were saying about some breaking news?
Oh, looks like I've managed to pique your interest. Well, the truth is that my keen reporting senses are telling me that this competition will be chock full of huge news stories.
Huge news stories? You sure your senses are reliable?
Absolutely. After all, I've seen it with my own eyes. There's a criminal who's been slinking around the competition venue, and his name is the Card Snatcher.
Okay.
Card Snatcher?
Mm-hmm. He stole his opponent's cards when they weren't looking. I was about to try and chase him down, but the next moment, he disappeared into thin air.
But why would someone want to steal other people's cards?
Maybe to gain an edge over his opponents? Perhaps he wants to just throw off the other competitors?
Whatever the truth of the matter, it's my job as a journalist to dig up all the gory details and turn them into my very own exclusive news piece. So, what do you think? Want to join me in my quest to uncover the sensational story that's hiding behind the scenes?
I guess we've gotta.
That does sound interesting, but why us? Any reason you singled us out in particular?
I mean, you did shout out that he's the honorary knight, right?
Are you kidding me? It's a no-brainer, considering you're the honorary knight who saved Mondstadt, the hero of Liyue who fought alongside the Adepti, a key player in the repealing of Inazuma's Sakoku decree, and the redeemer of the Sumeru Academia.
Okay, point taken. Yeah, it seems like we've ended up making quite a big name for ourselves, huh?
She really did her homework. Yeah.
Yeah, kinda scary. Does she research all her new friends before meeting them for the first time?
I promise you, teaming up with me will be a great move for you. For starters, when my exclusive news article is published, you'll be credited as contributors. Not to mention that being in a news agency makes me pretty well connected. That'll come in real handy if you're ever traveling in Fontaine. And if you ever wanted to run an ad in the paper one day, no problem. I could make that happen.
That actually sounds genuinely useful. What do you think, Traveler?
Why not? We've got some time on our hands, and this card snatcher sounds interesting.
Great! Then welcome to the news crew. I've heard that the Traveler always lends a helping hand, so it's nice to know that you live up to your reputation, but even nicer to experience it for myself. Now then, before we start investigating our card snatcher, I have one other small task to take care of first. That Mondstadt columnist who I mentioned earlier is a longtime favorite of the Steambird's readership. Management thought that a cash bonus was in order, so I brought it along with me.
Oh, so we're gonna go meet them now?
Yep, I have the address right here. We just need to make a slight detour to drop off the Mora, then we'll be on our way. I thought you would have figured out who it is I'm talking about by now. From what I've heard, you're quite well acquainted.
Oh, it's someone we know? That doesn't narrow it down much. We know lots of people in Mondstadt.
Yeah, we do.
Never mind, just lead the way, Charlotte.
I really have no idea. Oh, we've got a follower.
Who could it be?
One of your rich friends, I'd assume. After all, you gotta be pretty well off to live in the city, right?
Wait a second, is it Mona?
That still doesn't really narrow it down. We know lots of people with lots of Mora.
Doesn't Mona have a house back here?
I guess being a national hero earns you friends in high places.
That might be Mona's house right there. I don't know for sure.
Here we are. Wait here a moment. I'll go hand over the cash.
Huh? Oh, so it's...
Yeah, it's Mona.
Who is it? Can I help you? Oh, Traveler and Paimon, what brings you here? And I'm sorry, I don't believe we've...
You must be Mona Magistus, the astrologist. It's an honor to finally meet you. I'm Charlotte, a reporter from the Steambird. Your columns have been so well received by our readers lately that our management asked me to present you with this cash bonus.
She got Mona's full name and title right on her first try. She really does do her homework.
Ah, you must be Charlotte. Welcome, welcome. Please, just call me Mona. Gosh, this is a long way to come from Fontaine. I hope it wasn't too much trouble.
No trouble at all. It was on the way.
Wow, sounds like your articles are a real hit with readers all over Tibet, Mona.
Have I never told you? Well, I've been writing my column, All Things Astrological, for the Steambird for a long time now. The chief editor wrote to me a while ago about the bonus. Thank goodness it's finally here. I was wondering when it would arrive. Thank you, Charlotte.
Huh. You make it sound like you really needed this. Are you pressed for money, Mona?
What? No, of course not. It's just that once I knew the bonus was coming, I reallocated some funds that I'd previously set aside for daily necessities and purchased some expensive equipment. That's all.
Classic Mona.
Aha! Perfect! Renowned astrologist, broken, starving. Do the stars really have all the answers? The article practically writes itself.
Okay. Actually, that does sound like an interesting read. Or it sounds a little exaggerated, don't you think? Yeah.
Mona's actually super rich. It's just that astrology research is really expensive.
Super rich is a bit of a stretch. Anyway, enough about that. What brings you back to Mondstadt this time, Traveler and Paimon?
Originally, we just came to catch up with a friend of ours. But some things have come up, and now we're helping Charlotte investigate the case of the Card Snatcher.
Speaking of which, will you be competing in the King of Invocations Grand Prix? Where it is that the prizes are pretty stellar.
I'm much too busy with my research these days to dedicate time to a competition. Besides, even if I did enter, there's no guarantee I'd actually win a prize, is there?
Isn't there? I'd have thought you'd be certain to win with astrology on your side. You'd know all of your opponent's cards ahead of time.
I doubt she'd cheat like that.
What do you take me for? No self-respecting astrologist would dream of abusing their beloved art for such crude purposes. Besides, it wouldn't be fair to the other contestants.
Well said. Spoken like an accomplished academic and a conscientious citizen.
Well, yes, obviously. Anyway, if past precedent is anything to go by, you're the ones who ought to be wary of what's around the corner. Especially if you're chasing after this card snatcher, was it? Sounds like bad news. Shall I take a glance at what you're up against?
Thanks for the offer, but there's no need. Relying on your astrological skills for all the juicy details would make this story a Mona exclusive. But that's not quite the kind of exclusive report I'm going for here. But don't you worry. They call it investigative journalism for a reason. We journos have our ways.
All right, well, best of luck with your investigation then. Thanks again for bringing the bonus, Charlotte. Do give my regards to the chief editor.
Well then, take care of yourself, Mona. Also, we should play another game of Genius Invocation TCG sometime.
I will, and yes, we should. I'll hold you to that.
See ya, Mona.
I think it's about time we started heading to the competition venue. The Mondstadt Regional Final should be starting shortly.
All right! Paimon can't wait to find out who the finalists are.
I don't know if you can hear it over the recording or not, but it's starting to rain really heavy outside. Anyway, so yeah, this is where I'm going to be stopping. Thanks for watching. Next time I play, I will be continuing the side quests that I've been working on, looking for the Cory drums as well as this timed event. See you next time. Bye.